Come on a journey with me, Brie Lawrenson, where we talk about the stories behind the scenes in the music industry. Grab a drink or four. This is your front row ticket in to the distillery with me, Brie. With members from all across North America, we have so much fun on my Patreon. We are giving away a $1,000 gift card in the month of December, and we're teaming up with Yeti to do another cool giveaway coming up in October. Also, I will be donating my whole monthly earnings in December to a special charity that we come up with together right on Patreon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Distillery with Brie. I am Addict T.
And hi, I'm Brie. Oh my god.
That's applause.
I love
sit
that.
down, please.
I know, encore.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. I love it. Wow.
There's also...
You guys, we are moving up on in the world. I love it. Look at us go.
That's awesome. I think we hopefully fixed our audio issue. I feel like a broken record, but...
Audio issues, it sounds great. Now I've got my beautiful gold, rose gold headphones on.
You can sit and...
Love, yeah. I feel like I'm in studio. Ooh, yeah.
Just one second. You keep going. You keep singing.
Well, I mean, it's the first time in probably 3 weeks that I've been able to sing what I want to sing. I can't believe that laryngitis took forever to get over.
Well, you were saying yesterday, you're still not 100%, right?
No, I still can't be like, sunny days, with Sesame Street song.
Your hand in that mic right there.
Oh. Okay.
Just so you're not hitting it.
Sunny days, like all of the, the Sesame Street song.
Yeah. We know all of them.
I can't. Those notes are still a little bit squeaky. But no, I'm happy with the way that it's coming back. All full and everything else.
So what percentage out of 100 do you think you're at right
80.
now? 80? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we've moved our video now to October 28th.
Yeah.
I think so. You still have a couple more weeks to get that 20%.
Exactly.
Which is going to be awesome. So what else has been going on this week? What have you been doing?
Well, I wrote in the Patreon today, I wrote 30,000 monthly Spotify listeners.
So cool.
And then I woke up this morning when I had already finished my content. I made a cake that said,
yeah, that was good cake.
30,000.
Yeah.
And then I made like a little Spotify.
I love that those Spotify
the little lines, like the Spotify.
Green because the Spotify.
Well, I know I didn't have green, and I knew that you were going to say that. I was like, damn, all I have is red right now. But yeah, I was trying to work on a schedule, so it had 30K. I did it all yesterday. Then we filmed the content, and then you ate half of it.
Okay.
And
that's good cake. Was it cherry chip?
Cherry chip. That's our fave. That's like a go-to in our home.
Yeah.
And then I woke up this morning and I had 1,000 more listeners all of a sudden. It's kind of just jumping like crazy. And
well, I think a lot of it's just you've been
31,000
out there for all of it, which is awesome.
Sorry, I keep touching it.
Yeah.
I'm not used to all this fancy equipment, babe.
Yeah. Just be careful. Moving that thing around.
Hi, Tom.
It just goes to all your the way you've been putting yourself on social media. And
I think
everything in there, right?
For the years that I've been doing it, and over the past 3 years, I'd say when the pandemic happened, and I hate to go back to that, but it happened, and everything was different. Right when that happened, that's kind of when I just put all my focus onto social media.
Yeah.
Because that's all we had.
Yeah, and it paid out for sure.
And now, that there's 3 years later, I've got 265,000 followers, and just able to make make an income through TikTok is pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And now with the Patreons, we've got 17 new members on Patreon.
And then, so in this month, we're giving away a Yeti cooler, which we should be
Yeah.
filming a commercial soon for it, because I think we're just waiting for the Yeti to come in.
Yeah, we'll have to get the Yeti here so that we can do a whole bunch of cool content.
Yeah, for sure.
To promote that all month long, we're going to promote the Yeti cooler, and I think that I really like the idea that you had with putting all the candy in the Yeti cooler and then having people online guess how much candy bars are in there.
Yeah, we'd have to do candy bars because...
Well, we can't do White Claws.
Well, no. But if we do candy bars, they'd have to do like the big candy bars, because it'd be hard with the little. Like, that's a lot.
I know. Well, that makes the competition so much harder.
Buy like 100 Mr. Bigs, like that is not the worst thing in the world.
You just want to have like your pick of Mr. Biggs anytime you want, really. But I do like the idea, and I think it would be wonderful piece of content to have all month long to keep hyping up every day, every week. A Yeti cooler isn't just like a small thing; it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The best type of cooler you can get, really.
Well, we don't even own a Yeti cooler.
No. Yeah, and then also we've got 3 new members on the Patreon this last few weeks.
Yeah.
And one of our Patreon members, Dwayne, he's still putting out stickers, Brie Lawrenson bumper stickers on all of his trucks going.
And we're going to have a guest on the podcast soon. I think we're just trying to work out some dates. It might be a little bit, but I think we're going to be trying to have a guest on the podcast.
One of my favorite creators on TikTok has agreed to come on the podcast.
First guest.
I know. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll just finalize the date, and it'll be our first time having a guest on the podcast.
We're trying to
a guest that isn't actually in the same room, you know.
Yeah. It's going to be. We're just trying to figure out the best way to do it, because we want to try to film it if we're able to, as well to release it to Patreon. But it might just be an audio thing. But we're going to play around with it. We're still Googling and YouTubing.
Yeah. I'm really liking the way that the video looks with the audio is all set up now. So the Patreon members will get like a real in-depth look at the podcast. And, aside from us, I always stream live on TikTok while I'm doing the podcast.
All sorts of events.
For people that don't get to see it when it's live, they can go to Patreon and see it.
Yeah, for sure. And the cool thing about our Patreon is that there's questions, there's Q&As that Brie can do. It's actually what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to go get my phone, because I have all the questions on it, so don't mind me looking down.
Well, one of my favorite, one of my longtime fans, one of my favorite humans, is a Patreon member, and her name is Caitlin.
Seiko.
And she's got like 3 different questions, I think, that she put.
There's a lot. Do you want to start with one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So what is your favorite venue you've played?
What is my favorite venue I've played? Well, I'd have to say the Ottawa Blues Fest opening for Shania Twain.
Yeah, just given the magnitude of it.
Yeah. And the 30,000 people crowd and the sea of people, and the band, they were amazing, and and Caitlin was there. She lives like probably 4 hours away, 4.5 hours away, and she made it all the way out that day because she knew like how much of a big freaking deal.
Was she president of your fan club?
She was at one time. Yeah, she started a fan club. Yeah, Brie Lawrenson.
Fan clubs were a thing.
Yeah. Well, they have like fan profiles on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I've been followed by Lionel Richie like five times.
Oh, really?
It's not the real, obviously, Lionel Richie, but...
Okay, so...
But yeah, definitely the Shania Twain show.
So, favorite person to open for, I'm assuming Shania Twain.
Shania Twain, hell yeah. The close second would be Tom Cochrane.
This is a good one. Favorite song you've written?
Wow.
I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even really know.
Because the thing is, it changes all the time.
Yeah.
It changes with every
new song you write.
Yeah, because I'm always writing. It's kind of never ending, and And then I get tired of my songs that I wrote like before, but I still have to play them at shows, so they kind of wear down on me.
Yeah.
But there are certain songs that have very unique moments that I remember loving them so much when I wrote them. One of them is probably Demons from my album called Demons. And that one, because it was like so unexpected the way that it came. It came to me like on a day in the summer. It was beautiful. I was sitting in my beautiful sunroom. Everything was like the brightest that it could be. And then all of a sudden I was writing all of these sad lyrics and like beating myself up and like just kind of talking about the voices in your head sometimes telling you you're not good enough. And then that song just came out to me in like 10 minutes and I was like,
really?
Okay.
What made you think like that? Like you said a beautiful day, just voices in your head.
I know. And it's because I think, well, it's definitely a great song for mental awareness.
For sure.
For mental health awareness, because I think, the stigma behind it is, not we don't talk about it enough. And I wanted people, because I knew I was getting a lot of support with the radio in my area around that time. And I wanted people to know that it's not just them that has those thoughts. It's people like me too. Like I remember going on tours with the Canadian Red Cross as a part of their anti-bullying program called Respect Ed, and we would talk to kids about that was basically the point, so that kids could see that even people like us that get awesome opportunities to do things they love in their life and turn something bad into a good thing, that we still get those feelings too, like people like us. Like mental health. Yeah, it doesn't discriminate, right?
I remember when we did the music video too. We had the different shirts with the different remember
the different words. So
one named Fatty.
No, it wasn't Fatty. It was a shirt that said Fat, and then there was a shirt that said Loser, and then there was a shirt that said.
It was a cool idea. It was a really cool idea.
Stupid.
We would put those shirts on throughout the video. These shirts would be featured, like shot.
Yeah, and
cool. Go check it out. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
that video.
Brandon Craig's the director of that one, and
that's right. That was a long day of shooting too.
Yeah, it was awesome. Check it all out. That's called Demons. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite song of another artist?
What's my favorite song from another artist?
Yeah, so for like a cover. What's your favorite? I'd
have to say one of my favorites is Landslide by.
Oh, I love that song.
Like Dixie Chicks, but no, it was by Stevie Nicks, but I kind of do it more of the Dixie Chicks.
Stevie Nicks did the original, right?
Yeah.
And then Dixie Chicks covered it.
Yeah. And they just did a nice country version. And
when they do cover songs, do they can you do a cover song, for example, of like Adele Hello? Because you do an excellent Adele Hello. That's actually on YouTube too. Make sure to check that out. But can you do?
It's me.
Can you do that song, record that song, and then release it to radio, or no?
Yeah, you could record your own version.
But you wouldn't make any money off it.
That's like a whole licensing. You probably have to pay for the license to do it. Yeah.
Shit's expensive when Adele song.
And I mean, big songs like that. But the thing is, that song isn't nostalgic enough.
Yeah, but I just put the song randomly.
But if you're an artist, you're a recording artist, and you decide you want to record a cover song, you have to pay for the.
What song of yours would you re-release? Like one of your older ones?
Oh, With You Whiskey.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. Yeah.
For sure. That's a great question because
why that song?
Well, I always get people coming back to that song. I don't know what it is, and I remember it's probably the first song. Okay, it's not the first. It's the second, because the first song was Honey, and when I literally, that feeling of being on stage, watching people you don't know, sing your lyrics to your song.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's an impact right there.
I remember that was at Calabogie.
Yeah, Calabogie Country Music Fest.
Yeah, that was the very first time I think someone sang their song to me.
Yeah, and then And then but With You Whiskey was like came next, but that song was the one that people always wanted to talk to me about.
Why do you think that is?
I think because at that time in country music, it sounded more country than anything else out there almost. We did it really.
Transition to like new country at that time, right? So
new country's been transitioning since the 90s, but like that at that time specifically, like, you know, in the past 10 years, country's gone and turned into rap sometime. You know,
you and I should do one.
Yeah, that would be very cool. For those of you, fun fact: Attic does a pretty good, juicy, notorious rap.
You have to be under the influence of some stuff and things, but
stuff and things.
It all works out.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
So we were talking about With You Whiskey and like new country and around that time.
Yeah, and I think
coming to you.
Right, thank you. And that it was like heartbreak. That song, it seems like it's always the heartbreak drinking country songs that people hold on to because it's relatable.
I was going to say it's relatable. That's exactly what it is. So people just kind of kept going back.
And people want to know they're not the only one that, like, you know, has their nights where they're just like sipping on whiskey, like crying and singing to you know, Willie Nelson and stuff.
You were not alone.
Yeah, and so people love that, knowing that.
So are you going to do it? Like, is that on the docket?
I think it's it's definitely on the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been writing so many new songs this summer, though.
The cool thing is, too, like with your 3-minute songs you do on TikTok.
Write a song with me in 3 minutes, in less than 3 minutes. Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
It's
giving you a lot of great content.
Those videos perform pretty well, and it's given me the chance to write a song that's commercial enough for people to like be engaged, so it's not so introspective the way my artist brain kind of thinks. I haven't been listening to a lot of like top 10, top 40 music lately. But I'm having a lot of fun writing. And
so who besides Shania Twain, who would be your favorite person you open for?
Tom Cochrane.
Yes, Tom Cochrane.
Remember?
That's our first episode. Eating chicken wings in his
Tom Cochrane. Right. And then the third would have to be Megan Patrick. Fourth, well, man, I don't know. There's been a lot of fun. The one country singer that he passed away, Ron Prophet, I think. Anyway, there's been a lot of really fun times, and I'm waiting for the day I won't just be the opener.
Somebody will be doing a podcast, be like, my favorite person on the phone is for you.
Yeah.
Another question here. What event from your career do you hold dear to your heart?
What event from my career do I hold dear to my heart?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Wow, that's deep.
That's deep. I like it. Let's get deep on this shit.
And this is Caitlin's question?
No, this is from Dwayne.
Dwayne. Yay,
Dwayne. When he's not putting stickers on trucks, he's sending questions through Patreon.
Through
Hope
Patreon.
you're doing well on the road, buddy.
Sorry, I just knocked the microphone. Most dear to my heart. Well, there are a few I can think of. One, I guess, the performance isn't really, I mean, it means a lot. When I performed Hell Down Here at my stepmom's funeral, your face was I was like, don't make me cry while I'm trying to sing this song.
There wasn't a dry eye in the place, like,
and so
we were at a funeral. Well, go ahead.
So Hell Down Here is the song that was basically inspired after I had, been seeing and watching my stepmother deal with breast cancer and suffer. And, near the end, it got so bad, it went into her jaw and she couldn't even eat. Yeah. And then I got to thinking, it was like, and sometimes these ideas come and I'd never know when they're going to come. But I was driving home from a lunch date that I had with some friends, and we were talking about how much suffering is in the world. It's like, is there actually like, is there actually a hell, or is there, or are we living in it?
Yeah.
That
is deep.
That
deep.
was the concept.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about all the suffering that I've witnessed in my life, and I thought about Mary, what she was going through, and then I put 2 other stories into the song. So it's basically a song about 3 different paths of life, 3 different individuals that take 3 different roads. So check it out on Spotify. It's called Hell Down Here, and it was probably the hardest song that I've ever had to sing in that moment when we were at the funeral.
At the funeral, you sang that right at the funeral.
But that was one of her last wishes she asked for. So
it was a tough day.
I remember when Dad told me that that's what she wanted, and I kind of broke down. And it's just...
Well, we went and visited her that day, too.
Yeah, we were there at the hospital. But then, writing something like that really helped me express what I was going through, seeing her, and then thinking about all the other things that go on in the world every day that we don't even know about, that the media doesn't even tell us that, like, half of the things, I feel.
Yeah. I was telling somebody today that I had Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
And they were just like, they were like, oh, sorry to hear, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, don't be sorry. I was like, there's people who have it 10 times worse, You can hear everything.
Tickle, tickle. That's me in my drink.
It's there's definitely a lot of hurt out there, but that's why you did music. That's why you did music to express yourself, to help others express what they're feeling,
and then connect.
So next, tell us another one, because I kind of like this question.
Another one that's near and dear. What was I thinking of originally? I was thinking of that, and then well, I guess when I got to open for Tom Cochrane, that was incredible. Stop, I'm not touching it. He's just trying really hard to mess up what I'm saying right now.
Sorry, I just don't want the audio not to work again.
So, and then obviously Shania Twain, but near and dear. Oh, there was this really cool time that I almost got to open up for Colby Calais, and the lightning was flashing, and they weren't letting us on the big stage because it was thunderstorming, and we were the opening act for Colby Calais with her band called Gone West, and then Kane Brown.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play that day, but I got to meet Colby Calais, and she was the nicest, the sweetest. She's like, oh my goodness, you're the band that didn't get to play their set today. Like, did you want? I was wondering if you wanted to share, like, have half of ours.
Like, fine, Colby Calais, I'll pull you out of this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not.
I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, no, God, no.
Yeah.
That festival pays a lot more money for her. So.
You know what I would have thought you would have pulled from is from your Red Cross.
Ugh. Yeah.
Because you probably heard some stories.
But I just feel like there's so many. So one story from the Red Cross that always stay with me.
So this is anti-bullying program that Bree and her good friend Braden Turner were involved.
Ambassadors for.
And
so we
program against bullying. So sorry, that's
yeah. So we would go into the schools and we would talk to the kids about bully prevention and how it's better to not be a bystander and stand up for people. When you see kids being bullied. So there was one school that had recently, that we went to, and we did our show and everything, and then after our performance we were told that a student had taken their life because of bullying. Like, that year, or it was the year before, I guess. So
tough year for that school.
And I was just really glad because they sat us down in the back and they're like, listen, this is what happened at this school, and this is why these kids appreciate you guys so much, and thank you so much for coming here, and we really need to talk about things like this more because we can't have another episode like this happening to a child just from being bullied. And at that time it was crazy because cyberbullying was like becoming a huge thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so these kids would go to school and get bullied, but then they would also go home and still be bullied because they were still on their they were on their phone.
Yeah.
Like it's like you bring everything home.
Yeah.
So all of those times, very near, all of those performances and the month-long touring up in BC and Calgary, and it was like...
You got to see a lot of Canada.
During the winter. Yeah. Oh, so cold. It's so cold out in Calgary in the winter. Worse than here.
I know. But this is a little colder.
Yeah. And then I did a few events in Petawawa for the military programs, and
we talked a little bit about the one there during the If I'm Not Here Tomorrow video. We talked a little bit about that, like when I talked to the guy who saw the little girl coming out. That day. He was crying.
Yeah, and then I think there was one on Parliament Hill that we did too, but I mean, there's so many, and I think...
Of course, there's a lot. You know what's embedded.
And there's
in
the whole
mind?
Guts and God thing too.
You know what's embedded in my mind? Like, you played Italian festival once, weird.
Little Italy, yeah, I remember that.
Italian festival, and
I love Italian. What are you saying?
And it was just weird as a country music in Italian. But
any Italians?
This little girl just kind of came up to you, to just and she really enjoyed the show, so she wanted to come up and talk to you, and then you handed her, it was Canada Day, I think, and you handed her this like Canadian flag, and like it had like the Italian flag in the back. It was crazy. Like, that was a cool moment. I don't know.
I don't even know if I really remember that.
That usually sticks out in my head.
We must have started dating at that time.
Probably. We've been together for a while.
Okay, wow. You sound very happy about it.
Yeah, I love you.
But there was also a whole lifetime before you that I was performing, and
yeah, well, that's true. When we met, you were just getting into the bars, I think.
Yeah, I was really lucky as a 15-year-old to have so much support and kind of investors riding on me or under me or on me. Yeah, whatever. They were really investing in me. And really wanting this to work out for me. And so,
well, I think we definitely want to do, and that can be part of the live. So I think we've mentioned it before in the podcast. So we're planning to hopefully doing a live and stream it to Patreon. It's probably not going to be until sometime in the new year now. Hoping maybe February. We're trying to have a call with them this week.
The venue.
So we want to put together a podcast, so a live podcast feed that we would kind of put through just to our Patreons, and have a studio, like an audience as well. There, so it'll be a whole performance piece to it, and I think that's one of the things that we really want to try and touch on during that live podcast, would be stuff like that, because I just think it's a great story, and I think sharing that with a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't really know a lot of that history of pre-radio Bree, so I think it'd be pretty cool to
makes me feel so old.
Do that up close and personal with everybody, especially at a live show.
And that's the cool thing about music, and because music is supposed to be something that people use to heal with and cope with.
Yeah.
So it's, a lot of people can connect in the charities and stuff. Songs are wonderful.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why I'm just kind of a writing machine. When something means something to me, I write it.
Especially these days with that 3-minute thing.
Yeah, check out the videos at Brie Lawrenson Music on TikTok. I'm doing this new series that says, write a song in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's write a song in less than 3 minutes. Some of them are pretty funny.
No, it's exciting. I love them. I love them.
And they could all be rewritten, don't worry.
Yeah.
To get better.
You're going to record some of those too, right?
But some of them are great for
fantastic. Our neighbors coming up. We're going to shout out to Napoleon. He's been coming up with some great...
hippie on the porch.
Yeah. Follow him on TikTok.
Yeah, follow him on TikTok and Miss Hippie on the porch.
Guys, I think that's going to do it for us.
All right. That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. We still have a few more questions, but we try to keep it to about a half hour. Just enough time for you to get to work. Yeah, that's come home from work. You listen to our beautiful voices on your way home. So
beautiful yours is.
So keep in mind, guys, we will be having a podcast or an episode on this podcast soon. We're just trying to figure out all the back end stuff. Shout out to our producer Tim. Bree's socials. Yeah, just get them at BrieLawrenson.com and Brie Lawrenson Music on TikTok, Spotify. Oh my God, it's blowing up. Make sure you follow me. Yeah, keep going with those Spotify guys. Add my songs to your playlist. Sure. You have no idea how much that really helps with their algorithm and stuff. Every time you ask Google or Alexa to play Brie Lawrenson, that helps every single time. Yeah, and keep in mind our Yeti giveaway. And make sure you check it out on Patreon. We're doing a lot of giveaways. We're giving away $1,000 in December too. Yeah, to one lucky member on Patreon. So check it out. That's awesome. So check it out, guys. Until next time, I am Addict T, and I'm Brie. See you later. Bye.